How are they going to take advantage of me today? A, know if your mechanic's taking advantage of you, and B, what you can do about it. What can you do? Like for the state of Michigan, there's legalities. I don't really know about any other state because I'm from Michigan, but what can you do to combat against it? What can you do to sniff it out, see it? And then on the flip side, how do you know if they're reliable? How do you know if they're qualified? How do you know that they're not going to take advantage of you? Where's the balance? So for myself, I've noticed, I'm Andrew, by the way, I'm a professional mechanic, had been for 5 years. I've noticed that mechanics have a really bad reputation. Most of the time, not because of like just dealerships. Obviously, everybody has had a dealership horror story, but a lot of independent repair shops they're facilitated by like a used car salesman or a shady guy. So they get a bad reputation, and that's what a lot of people see because they get the biggest like media coverage because the worst things happen there. Whereas you have other shops where people have been a mechanic for 5-10 years, they don't like how it's going, and they open their own shop. And then you're going to have an amazing owner that understands the industry, understands the customer problems, understands the struggle of the mechanic, and they're going to be able to kind of fix those things and work on it. And I've worked on both sides, and I've seen the horrors in the industry. I've seen the great things in the industry, and I just kind of want to, I guess I want to break it down for you guys or for people that maybe are looking in from the outside. Like having your car worked on is expensive. It's hard. They're getting more complex. It's confusing. So I just want to help people that don't have that understanding, people that, I don't know, don't have the time to go out and work on their cars. So, I mean, everybody's got their own job. I chose to do this as a job, so obviously I know how to do it. But somebody else that's maybe a finance guy or a woman in marketing or whatever it is, they're not going to be learning mechanics. They're learning marketing. They're learning nursing. They're learning finance. So this video is for you guys. This video is like how to sniff it out and how to find a good one. So, the biggest one, bad reputation. I mean, with Google now, like if a shop's got under 3 stars, don't touch it. I mean, you got to look at like the amount of ratings. So like, let's say over 100 ratings, the shop has 3 stars or lower. Depending on your area, it's probably not going to be a good shop, or if they haven't got new ownership, or if they haven't taken care of the issue that's causing all of them low stars, then you're probably going to have the same kind of experience that everybody else who left a negative review had. So stay clear. There's plenty of repair shops that have great ratings. I mean, honestly, like as a mechanic, the only ones that I'll work for are like ones that have a 4-star rating or above from their customers, because that is really what matters. How you take care of your customers tells me everything about how you're going to take care of me as a mechanic. And like, it's important to me to take care of a customer. My certification number goes on every single car I work on, so that comes back on me, one. And for two, I don't want to put anybody in danger because of the work that I do. Like I take a lot of pride in the quality of work that I produce, that anybody can hop in, go drive it, and they're going to be perfectly safe because that is what you brought it to me for, and that's what you entrusted me for. So you want to find somebody that cares about you. You want to find somebody that's willing to take that time to explain that to you, and that somebody that's willing to understand that, hey man, you may be in a really tough spot in life. I can't help you that much because I'm still running a business. I still have to eat. But I'm going to help you in whatever ways that I can, because I understand that it's tough. I understand that having a car break down on you is a crazy inconvenience. And some people, they only have one car. Their car breaks down. They don't have a way to fix it. They don't have a way to get to work to get paid to fix it. And it's just like the worst stuck between a rock and a hard place that somebody can be. So if your mechanic doesn't understand that, doesn't recognize those things, and doesn't recognize that this is a very hard position for you to be in, a very hard time in your life to have to bring your car into the shop, they're probably not going to care that much when you tell them 2 days later, hey man, I got to get to work. You told me this car would have been done yesterday. It's not done. It's, like you're probably going to run into a lot more of those issues with somebody that doesn't have that sympathy, doesn't have that empathy, doesn't care. So find somebody that cares, find somebody that's personable, find somebody that's willing to communicate that with you, and that, I don't know, like humans have really good natural intuition. So if you just feel right about somebody and like don't feel like they're a shady person trying to take advantage of you, you're probably right. And if you feel the opposite way, you're also probably right. But anyway, another way that you can like kind of tell a good mechanic from a bad mechanic. Mechanics is very confusing. It's very complex, but it is very possible to break down any of the complex stuff into digestible and understandable information for somebody that's never been in the field before. So the ability to explain that to you, like, hey man, this repair is going to take this, it's going to take this, it's going to take this, and because of this, this, and this is going to happen, this is going to happen, or this might happen. And they're willing to walk through that step by step with you, take the time with you so you can understand it and be fully informed before you shell out that kind of money, versus somebody who just says, nope, it's going to be $1,000 and I'll fix your car, or and doesn't give you any explanation, and then you're just kind of worried or something like that. I would want a full repair invoice with my quarts of oil, my quarts of coolant, my labor time working on a thermostat or working on an upper radiator hose. I would want all that so that I could look and see where my money's going. And I'm a mechanic, and I would still want that. So, it's like finding somebody who feels that way, finding somebody that's willing to sit in the customer's shoes, finding somebody that's willing to explain it. Because if they won't, they're not going to be a good shop for you. They're not going to take care of you in a bad situation, or if they mess something up, they're going to charge you for it, make you pay for it. So highly recommend somebody that's willing to take the time and explain what's going on with your car, willing to show you what's going on with their car. It's way easier to show rather than tell. And now with the digital age, a lot of what inspections are going to is digital inspections. So like as a mechanic, I can take a video of the parts that's bad and send it straight to the customer. And I love that, because I want, again, like I said, I want you to be fully informed before you make any decision. That way, if something does happen, you were already informed, you're prepared for it, and we can move on. That way, we're not just constantly running into hurdles between customer, mechanic, service writer, and I can actually get your car repaired. I can get paid for it, and we can move on to the next one and have a nice, easy flow and both win-win. So that's a huge one. They got to be able to explain it, and they have to be willing to show you. If they're not willing to bring you out in the shop and show you, like, hey man, this brake, it's metal grinding, this is a safety hazard, or this ball joint has this amount of play, it's moving 4 inches laterally, that's going to break, and it's going to send your wheel flying down the expressway. That those things are important, and you have to be willing to show that to somebody. Another big one is if they refuse to give you your old parts back. So in the state of Michigan, like if you, let's say you have brakes replaced, your parts are legally yours for 48 hours, well, forever. But like I, as a mechanic, am legally required to keep your parts for 48 hours unless you tell me that you don't want them or you just take them. So like they're yours. If your mechanic refuses to give them to you, A, report them to the government, and B, do not have them do any work, because they're probably not even replacing the part, or they're probably doing some shady activities. I have never had an issue giving a customer a part. Well, that's not true. The only issues I have is when the customer comes back like 4 or 5 days later and the part's already in the scrap bin, the part's already in the dumpster, and then I got to go fishing for it. That's the only time that I personally have a problem. But even still, I've done it. I've been through the dumpster, been through the scrap bin looking for customers' parts, because they're yours. You have every single right to them. And yeah, like that is the biggest things I would say that kind of tells you if a mechanic's good or not. If they're willing to explain, they're willing to show, and they understand the customer's perspective. Like as a mechanic, it's easy to say, well, you need me. You can't repair your car without me. And there are guys that are out there like that. I hate that mentality. You don't need me. You have YouTube, you have 18 other shops in 5-mile radius. You don't need me. I need you to keep me in business. I need you to make money. I need you so that I can have work. Like it's the mentality of you got to take care of your customers so that they want to take care of you and want to keep you in business so that you can help them when they need help. And that's just kind of how a good business works, and that's kind of what I'm trying to build here at Aaron Auto. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, please drop it in the comments below.